Hey viewers, it's another episode of Game Analysis by the Casual Pro Gamer. This time we're going to look at an Ashe game, and unfortunately I didn't have a big fat GG Ashe game because they're generally better than the ones from HotshotGG. I'll try to find one and I'll post that next, but today we're going to look at HotshotGG's Ashe game. We're going to have a look at items this time. So basically we're going to have a look at in what position in the game, so against what sort of team, but also where you are in the game, what sort of items you're going to purchase, and basically a little bit on how to lane. Ashe is of course the middle champion in this game, as it mostly is. I mean, she's way more effective in mid lane than anywhere else. So hopefully we can see how to lane, how to harass the opponent, and especially when to call for ganks and things like that. Okay, here we go. So here we are at the loading screen. We can see they have an Evelyn, and which is probably going to be the biggest factor in the game, as well as a jungling Shaco, which means there's a lot of ganking potential. Then Alistar and Janna kind of provide the extra support, and the opponents, well, they have a jungling Olaf, which is quite good, but not nearly as good at ganking as the Shaco is. Then the Corki, who will probably go mid. The Lux, who will probably go bottom lane with Blitz. And Katarina probably going top. So, knowing that, they're going to divide up their team in a way that counters, well, basically everyone as good as possible. We will probably see Eve going around the map, so roaming, because that's normally the way to go, because she's invisible and she can stun, and well, it's an easy way to get a stun off, a gank off if somebody overcommits. But they have to be careful not to underlevel Eve, because then she cannot do anything and she will die. As usual, first a level 1 fight, or attempt at a level 1 fight. They're going to try to not so much avoid it, but to stay clear. So they have to build up the boxes. The other team has to come and get the boxes. Otherwise Shaco has a big advantage compared to Olaf. I always forget his name for some reason. I keep calling him Igor. I don't know why. But yeah, sure. But anyway, Olaf is not a very fast jungler. Neither is Shaco, but well, Shaco can, if he can get an early red, he can jungle a lot faster, which means he's higher level and he can gank a lot faster. So there's 4 boxes now, and they have been triggered. So what you saw there was Alistar flashing in at the moment someone was in range of the boxes. He, I'm not sure what it's called. It's something like Earthquake or Earth Slam, I don't know. But he disables them so that they take full damage, and that's how they got the first kill. Then Olaf tries to get Ashe, but Ashe runs away. And he has 3 people following him, so he dies as well. I think the Alistar died, but yeah, well, Alistar is a tank, so it doesn't really matter too much that he's behind on XP. Alistar is going top lane, which is probably going to be against Katarina. Well, it is, as Lux is down. Or Lux is in bottom lane. So top lane will be Alistar versus Katarina, which we won't see a lot of. And middle lane is Ashe against Corki. Here we see Ashe just last hitting, even though it is so easy to, well, basically kill all the minions at once with the volley. But she's trying to, or he is trying to get kills on the blue minions, because every blue minion that's killed while Corki isn't there means that he gets less experience and less gold, which makes it easier to, well, basically out damage and outrank him. It's working at the moment because Hotshot's level 3 while Corki is only level 2. And there Corki chooses to do some damage on Ashe instead of damaging the minions, or last hitting the minions I should say. And by this time we see that the lane is getting pushed, which is not the way he wants to do it normally. But in this case he wants to go back because he got 2 kills in the beginning, so he wants to spend his gold. So pushing the lane makes it a lot easier to come back without any damage on your tower. And he starts by going very offensive. He started off with 2 kills, meaning a lot of gold. I mean that's 700 gold. Then he waited 2 minion waves, so he got even more gold, over 1000 total. And he's going to get back just as the minion wave reaches the tower. We see him checking on Shaco. And Shaco's doing okay there. Kind of harassing, forgot his name again, the other jungler. Let's just call him that. Okay, here Corki is gone again. And Ashe just picking up the last hits, hoping to kind of get a kill on one of the blue minions. Well, this is just horrible. Double lift gets killed, and then yeah, Shaco gets killed as well. Double lift being normally the blitz player, he's awesome at blitzcrank, but yeah, well, he can play Alistar as well. These people all have their preferred champions, and if they play them, they're virtually unbeatable. But yeah, they want to have fun as well, so they select other champions to play with. And that's why we see that Hotshot isn't really as good with Ashe as his teammate is. So Big Fat GG, who's called Big Fat LP at the moment, or IP. So he placed a ward in the bushes, and we saw I lost his name again, the jungler coming up to the bushes. So he knows he's in there, and he's probably going to call for a gank. And at the moment he's level 6, so he has the arrow up. Eve comes in, because he called Eve, gets a stun off, then they get the stun from the arrow, and it's an easy kill. I mean, Corki doesn't have that much HP. He was pretty much in front of the tower. I mean, you should really watch out when you have an Eve on the other team. And that's also the reason why Hotshot didn't push the lane, because if you push the lane, there's no way that's going to happen. Then we have Olaf taking over the lane, because the lane provides a lot more experience than the jungle does, even if he can only last hit the minions, so not actually push them. And he has to, of course, back off once Corki arrives, because it is Corki's lane, and Corki isn't very good at jungling. And here we see a gank on Ashe, who uses Ghost to get away, and tries to get back in lane as soon as possible to not miss any XP and gold. Normally you would run all the way around, but he saw that Blitzcrank actually didn't chase him, So he got back through the bush and got immediately back in lane. Well, at this point there's no minions, no blue minions, so you might as well kill off the purple ones before they reach his tower, because any damage on your tower is, well, if you can avoid it, then you should. Well, another invisible stun coming in. Well, not actually stun, it's the slow. So, and here you see that there's only one stun, and with only one stun, Corki didn't die. Because he of course has Flashing Ghost, but not only that, he has Valkyrie, which is kind of like a flash. It's one of his abilities, in case you didn't know. And he could quite easily get away at about half HP. So with Eve you have 2 stuns, and with Shaco you only have 1 stun. And the 1 stun plus the slow just wasn't enough to actually get him. So here we see Corki healing up a bit. I don't think he has healing potions left, but he's just healing up by killing creeps, and basically over time he gets more and more health. And they get another stun off, but Katarina comes in at exactly the same time,